All right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, you beautiful, wonderful, wonderful peoples, wherever you are, wherever you are. It's so great to have you. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I'm Johnny with Bologna&Weiners Coding on YouTube, D2 for short, on Twitch. Let's go. Now, as promised, we're going to get right into this. Supporters, viewers, lurkers, and twerkers, you know how I feel. Super appreciate every single one of you watching, following along, and learning. Let's go. All right, let's get back to grinding as promised. We're going to get right to it. Okay. Now, in regards to, we're doing C# coding. So in regards to learning code, you got to stay positive. It's something you got to want. You have to actually want and desire it. Okay. Excuse me. I'm trying to be positive here. Really am. And supportive. Okay. You're going to hit brick walls. Well, not physically, not intentionally, not literally. But you know what I mean, right? There are going to be stumbling blocks and that sort of stuff. You just got to kind of rise up above it, surpass it. Give yourself a break, some time to think about it, regroup, and get back to it. Because I fully believe you can do it. And again, if you do this code and you type it up and you're going to have a running, working application, it's going to feel good. And it'll be a little bit of fun. Okay, well, not a real actual application, but you can actually expand on it from that point. Okay. So what else do we need? Player height. Yeah, we're talking about the player, where the player came from. You could do a quick search if you want to find all that. Maybe I'll try my best to have links for you guys and gals where I got the information. I thought, hey, this would be fun because I was doing some fireworks stuff. And I was like, let me try this out. Because I used to do a lot of Unity, and I like to test people's code to see if it's workable, usable. And as a matter of fact, I actually like the guy's code. Now, the code I'm doing here for player movement is not his code, and it's not the same code. It's different code, but it works. It works not exactly the way I would wish it did, but it's, I guess, usable. And I'll explain when we run the character, okay? And either way, it's not too bad. It's still fun. You got something that's moving and working. We're going to create some more variables, data types, player level, and its health. Okay? The other thing I haven't done yet, we'll do that quickly. I'm going to copy and paste it. Remember, I could drag and drop labels from here. But I like copying and pasting because when I copy a label you can copy from one program, one of your programs to another easily. So let me show you. I'm going to right click. I'm on the program on the left, which I've already done and created. I'm going to copy the label and just paste it. And there we go. It's there. Now, you can't see it. I know that's because... So the reason being has to do with the background, okay? And actually we have the right background now. So it's visibility for the background. It's not really visibility for your design window, but it is so that you can visually see the label in when you're running the program. Phew, it's getting late. Nah, that's all right. Okay, so I'm going to position those because I already have them kind of where I would like them. So I'm just going to copy and paste the location. And again, I already have the attributes and such set up. They're all locked. And there we go. So let me show you so you can see. Okay. Now we know what it is there. I could easily change it here in my font color. And I could change it back to system control text. Naturally, I could see it here. That's fine and great and dandy. But when I run it, I built it. Okay, good. All right. It's done. When I run it, we can see the font, as you can see. But I don't know. I still have to try to figure out what's a good font color for a background. Okay, that's kind of what I'm working on. So I went with yellow, which is a standard system color. Okay. Where are you, yellow? Is this the right one? No, it's under web. My bad, guys. It's under web. Okay, so if I run it again, I can read it. For readability, it's a little bit better. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, it's not for here, but it's for here. Okay, makes sense? Player's gonna have a level, player's gonna have a health, player's gonna have a level. Okay, again, you could drag and drop labels. You can, in the properties window, you could change the font, the size. You want the background to be transparent. That's what you want. So that's another thing. You want to name your labels. These labels are already named. So when I copy it from one program, it'll actually use the exact same name, which I like. So that's the nice thing about copying and pasting. You just got to be careful and be aware of what you're doing. They have this tab index stuff. Apparently you can tab to labels. I don't know. I guess you can click labels as well and have magic happen. I call it making the magic happen. So you can tab to labels. I guess for me, it kind of breaks my brain a little bit. Why would you tab to a label? That's okay. I usually just zero them out. Whether that's right or not, I don't know. So I just make them 0. Anchors are something else you're going to want to do. So when you run it, if you size the window, it's going to be dependent on its anchor. Okay, it's kind of locked in on the screen. Wherever it is in position on the screen, that's where it's going to be displayed. So if you anchor it to the right, well, it'll actually move to the right. So just be aware of that. I do have it set up as top left. Okay, and you can easily click top left, right, or down. Simple. That's what I like about Winforms and the properties. It's just quicker. It's simplistic. For somebody that wants something simple and easy, I recommend Winforms. Okay, all day, every day. Simple, quick, and easy. And if you're looking for something that's, because you don't have a lot of time for learning different languages, you only have to learn C# in the sense. Okay, we're gonna have a timer. I'll try to do all that magic for you guys and gals as well. I'm just gonna copy and paste it that's not what I want to do. Copy and paste it kind of roughly where I have it. Again, I can move it and modify it anytime. I just have to take it's locked in position. So I can't just grab it and move it because it's locked. Okay, you can see a little lock symbol. Normally you could just grab a label. So if I drop a label, I could grab it and move it. But if you lock it, you can't. Okay. All right, so all we've done is added some labels, nothing too crazy. What else can we do? That's good enough for starters. Okay, you could do more and you could add to it. I'm just giving you a foundation to begin with. However you create your game, your fun game, that's entirely up to you. All right. Okay, so end of fields, and then we're gonna have some instantiation as well. And let's begin. We've got our setup form properties. We still need our... Okay, let's do... Since I've added some labels, let me create my load common labels. That's just what I call it. It works. That's going in underneath my setup. And yeah, underneath my setup. I'm going to move that down a little bit further. Okay, this is going to be another void method. So I explained a little bit what a void method is. Again, recommend learning C#, and you'll understand methods a lot better and what they do. Attributes. And there we go. I call it load common labels. And I've added a level and a health. So we'll display some values. I can also do it for the timer. So I'll type these ones out. So you need the name, okay? That's for the code behind, okay? We'll do the level first. You need the actual name, okay? Up here, the name is what you use for code behind, okay? So I'm going to copy that. I'm just going to paste it here. The dot separator, again, it's acting like it's an object. And then I could access information in my pull down list. I could enable it or disable it. I could do back color. I could do anything that's kind of related to the properties window and change it there. In this case, I want the text. All text, a string is always in quotations, double quotes. A string is a series of characters. In this case, it's going to be level. I want it to be exactly, we're not done with it. I want it to be exactly what I have here. And I can't see it. You probably can't see it either, but you will when we run it. So if I go like this, I actually have it saying level and colon. Okay, and I put a space so that when it displays the value, there's that space in between. Again, space is an actual ASCII character. Plus, this is concatenation, $sign, and then we want quotations again. Inside those quotations, we're going to use double curly brackets. This is where I place in. The reason we do this is because we don't want to display a series of text. We want to display the actual hard-coded variable or whatever information is stored in that hard-coded variable. Do we have that yet? Yes, we do. And it's called, I do this because to me, this is M is for member. It's just the way I type it. People do it differently. They might not have the M. It's kind of the way I do it. I know I have some differing ones here. I'm not really consistent, but if you want to be consistent, anything that's private, do the same kind of nomenclature. Is that the right word? It's kind of like a standard, right? Again, mine's a little bit mixed for all intents and purposes. I'm not too concerned, but just so you're aware of it, okay? I'm not really following a standard per se, even though I should be. Okay, I want M player level. And I'm going to paste that inside here, in between our curly brackets. And then always end your statements with a semicolon, because again, this is a real coding language. And it's that simple, okay? Again, you can see the difference. Without the $ and the curly brackets, it would display it as text. So if I actually go like this, it's kind of the same thing, but if I go, let me just go like this. I'll copy this just so you can see the difference. And this is the nice thing about C#. It has this extra added nomenclature. I know I feel like I'm using the wrong word, but anyways, you can see it's a different color, and this is different to this. Okay, when it's this color, it depends on your setup. I have like my own theme for Visual Studio, so yours might be slightly different. But this tells me, hey, this is the actual variable that's up here, okay, which is an int data type. The second line, I'm displaying just text. Okay, that's the difference. Hence why we're using the $ and the curly brackets. Now let's go to the other one, and let's do health. Okay, I'm going to copy that. Same thing here, .text equals, do the exact same format, health, space, concatenation, +sign. We're not really adding things together. It just means, and do this also. It's kind of like adding on to something. We're not adding things together. Okay, so do have that understanding. Okay. Quotations and curly brackets, and we're going to do the same thing for health, because we actually hard-coded values to it, right? So it's going to display those values. That's the link up. Okay? And I haven't called this method. I can look at it and go, okay, I haven't called this method. It's not going to work. I created the method. That's great and everything, but if I don't call it, the method's just useless, right? So do have that understanding. You need to call your methods. I call them in the form load. Okay? I'm done with this one, this constructor. That's all I'm putting in the inside the constructor. Okay? Now, good coloration. Perfect. Perfect. And let's run that. And there we go. See? Health is 100. Level is 1. This is an actual... It's displaying an actual number. This is displaying a string or a series of characters. This is actually the number. Okay? It's not a string literal. They're the actual numbers. Well, in the sense we're displaying it as text, but just so you have that understanding. Okay, we could also do the same thing for... Now, I haven't done that one yet. Let me just... let me close this one. I'm going to open up... I haven't done for the time yet. So let me get my... kind of using the code from the program I'm actually working on a little bit, so I just want to be consistent with my order of operations in regard to fields, variables, Let's see. I'm looking for. I want to display the time. I have time as 200 here, but I have it. I'm not really gonna call it hard coded. I don't need it here. I've got it written here, but the reason I have it here is just so I can see it. If I delete that, then I'm not gonna see it. It'll be there still, but I'm just not gonna see it displayed in my designer. Okay, I'm looking for the time. Where's my time? Here we go. And this is what I called it because why not? I was just thinking of Mario. Where does that go? That's above player level. And player height, all that stuff. Okay, right here. Okay, I called it Mario timer because, you know, if you ever played Mario, you have a timer countdown, and that's what I called it because I love it. Okay, and in this case, I've displayed it as 75 because I lowered it for testing reasons. Okay, so let's, for funsies, let's do the same thing with the other one. I'm going to copy this text, this name, and we're going to display that value as well the same way. Okay, dot text, and it's going to equal to, I'm going to just close it with my semicolon, and I know what the value is. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Hang on. Okay. 0, because I don't know, some reason that just makes me cringe. So I could back highlight here. If you want to highlight something, you just go right to left, box highlight, if you want to find something. Okay, you know it's there, it's not being displayed. All right, inside of it, it's just a value. So I'm going to, I'm just displaying the value. That's it. There is no leading string there are no leading string literals. This is a string literal, okay? So you understand what I mean. You hear the term string literal, that's what that means. Okay, I'm just going to display, we'll just go like this, $, actually quotations, I had it right, $, quotations, curly brackets, and end with a semicolon. Okay, it needs information. It wants something. Okay, in this case, we're gonna display Mario timer. So, whoops, did I go right past it? No, I'm fine. Okay, there we go. Boom. Okay, little red squiggly line is gone. So if you look, guys and gals, right, I cleared it. There's nothing there. It's cleared. Okay, if I highlight it and go to properties, I can see it's empty. Okay, now when I run it, it should display the 200. Now be aware, we're just displaying values. We're not changing them, right? That's where the constness comes in. If you don't want something changed, you want it to be constant, well, you're going to obviously make it const or read only. In this case, we're going to want to change those values so you don't want that constness. Make sense? All right. Okay, I'm going to close that. We have a bit of player code to type up. So we need a class. We're going to create a class. Let me show you how to create a class. Okay, I'm going to go to my Solution Explorer. This is where core is. I put it in a core. Why not? Placing it in core. So instead of clicking here and right clicking, I want to put it inside my core. I'm going to go right click, add new item. You have this nice list of many things that you could add to your project. In this case, I want to add a class. I'm going to rename it. Don't change the .cs. I think of it as when I see .cs, it just reminds me that it's C#. Okay. .cpp is C++. Okay. Player manager, or you could call it player movement. Whatever you want to call it. That's up to you. Player manager, good enough for now. Okay. Boom. Instant. Okay. And as you can see, our class is inside our core. Okay. Perfect. And it brought it up here on the left. So again, it created it. It did all the initial setup. It's an internal class. I think it'll work just fine internally. This again boils down to kind of like accessibility. That's really what it is. It's accessible. Excuse me. Look, it already wants to give you an instant. It's recommending a public constructor. That's what it's doing, and recommending an empty one. Okay. Do we need a public constructor? Yes, we do. But I'm going to type it up. Okay, so I don't want them internal. We want them public. Okay. Oops, don't move this. Yeah, I can move that. That's fine. I want this to be public. Okay. So that Form 1 can see it. It's a visibility thing, right? Form 1 needs to know about it. Form 1 doesn't know it's there because it's in your file system. It's in a different folder location. It doesn't know it exists. It's kind of like you don't know what's in your neighbor's bedroom. Okay, as weird as that sounds, right? I don't want to know what's in my neighbor's bedroom anyways, but they have a class. I have a class or a room. I don't know what's in their room, but I do know what's in my room, right? Makes sense? I'm trying to give you an understanding. That is all. So I'm going to double click this and call it public. So I'm making it now viewable by my Form 1. But the other thing I need to do is also tell it that you need to do the namespace. A lot of times it'll actually create it for you. We'll see if it does that. It'll place it at the top. We'll see. And again, remember, it's inside our core folder. Okay, so it needs to know the location as well, right? But it'll do that. Okay, we're going to use an enum. It's a bit different the way the code is set up. Enum is just another way of doing things. You have lists, you have strings, you have arrays. Enum is just another way of storing more than one bits of informations. Okay? And I want to share this one with you because it's kind of getting into more in depth of understanding arrays and 2D arrays and such. Okay, and I'll show you. All right. So curly brackets down equals 0. And we have the comma separator. I'm going to do this equals 1. Right equals 2. Whoops, I didn't mean to go up. I need another comma. And then we have an up. okay, equals 3. Now, in regards, so we're doing kind of computer stuff, okay, guys? I'm going to try to keep this quick and simple. And you're wondering why does it start with 0, okay? Well, just think of computers. You're working with computers, right? You know this, zeros and ones, bits and bytes, right? So computers always count with zeros included. It's inclusive, right? So it begins with 0. So we count as humans, we start counting from 1, right? But we're doing computer stuff here. We're talking computer, essentially. So when you talk computer, you have to start with 0 in regards to counting. It's the very first location in memory where this 0 here is associated with this direction, okay? It stores the memory location. Double checking, down equals 0, comma left equals 1, right equals 2. And again, it's in series, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. And that's how it's going to work. I typed this in a linear fashion, but you can actually do this as well. It depends on the style you want, right? You could do it like this as well. Computers don't care. It still works the same, okay? So for less lines, less typing, undo. You could get a lot of lines of code, right? So to kind of condense that, this is one way of doing it. There's not a lot of information there, and it works just the same. Okay, take note that this enum is above and not inside our class, because this is the actual class here. The enum is outside the class. Okay, do take note of that. Okay, public int. And then I'm just going to type some of this stuff. This is all related to position. When you learn coding, you're going to learn about gets and sets. Okay, and it automatically knows what I want to do. There we go. These are called setters and getters. Okay, so again, part of the accessibility. We could actually get rid of the set and have it get only, right? If you want to control information. Accessibility really is what it is. Okay, direction. Now we're working with our enum. Current direction. And then again, another getter setter. And then at the end of this, we could actually equals direction down. Perfect. So that's kind of, so when the player's not moving, that's kind of what we're working with. It'll rotate the player to face down. Okay, essentially. And then we have animations, which we're going to do as well. It's called animation frame. Animation frame. Yeah. Another setter, getter, setter. I always hit the wrong ones. Boom, boom, tap, tap. Done. And that's going to equal to 0. It's wild how you could do that. Code can kind of break your mind a little bit, especially when you're used to doing something a certain way. With C#, C# has like its own uniqueness. That's what I like about, especially when you're getting into LinQ and stuff like that. Or what's the other name? There's another name I gotta think of the top of my head. Man, if it comes to my mind, I'll try to repeat it. It's pretty wild. I like it. So C# is pretty unique in its way, and I like the way they do the syntax or some of their stuff. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste this because it's just information. 4 directions, 4 animations, so we have 16 in total. Okay, they're going to be public, again, for accessibility to form 1. All right, image, which is going to be an array of sorts, comma, and then I'm going to call it movement sprites, and then again, setters, getters, boom, boom, boom. Class drawing image. Just seeing if it could bring up some information here. No, it's kind of highlighting that. So player movement sprites get set. That's all it's giving for information. But that's okay. You look at it and you're like, it's an array, right? But again, this is an image of sorts, right? Get set images. Now let's do our constructor. This is the actual constructor now. Player manager. Okay, and I'm gonna go like this because this constructor is gonna have information. The constructor, once you type coding, you'll know what's what. So this is our actual class constructor. Okay, the constructor makes the magic happen. We could pass in information. This is called passing in. We could pass in information to the instructor as well. We're gonna pass in information to the constructor as well. In this case, we're gonna pass in the X and Y coordinates of the initial position of our player. Okay, that's what we're doing. So now correlating with our getters setters, that's going to equal to X, and then start Y is going to equal to Y. Okay, so whatever we pass in is getting passed back to our public ints get sets. Okay, this is the link up. Getters and setters link things up. Okay, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Now, this is what we're going to need, but it's thinking that we're doing X, Y coordinates. That's not true. We're not doing it based on the coordinates. We have 4 and 4, right? Remember, we have 4 directions, 4 animations per direction. Makes sense? For a total of 16. So what we have here is a 2-dimensional array, guys. That's what this is. Okay? Our movement sprites is a 2-dimensional array. Okay? If you did matrices in college, or hopefully you understand what matrices are. Essentially, that's kind of what it is, a matrice. Okay. Now, I have not, so I've already downloaded the images. Okay, so let me copy the images, and then I'm going to show you the images. Okay, let me just do that. I'm going to copy them. In this case, in my project, I have them in a different folder. And this, it depends on the code you're typing. So I'm going to copy that. I should have 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Again, guys and gals, you can create your own sprites. You can do each one individually, and that's what I have. So I'm going to paste them actually into the resources folder. Let me show you them. Okay. Okay. Here we go. And here we go. Okay. So our project connecting the chat, because the Streamlabs is still trying to connect the chat. That's why I don't know if you guys are chatting. I actually would have to have a browser open to see chat. I do apologize. And I need to, I want to stay focused and show you guys, right? I'm sharing here. Okay, I would love to chat and talk. You know I appreciate you. So here we go. There we go. There's the characters. Again, I've showed you the website where you can download these from, and these are the images. You can create the images yourself. But if you want a starting character and you want to practice and you want to be able to do code and have something to work with, maybe you could rewrite the code to, a different kind of, how do I say this? There are different ways of writing code, right? You can have different, it's more of an organization thing. Everybody kind of does things a little bit different, right? But in the end game, it all does the same thing, right? So there we go. So we have 4 for one direction, 4 for another direction, 4 for another direction, and 4 for another direction. Okay, and I've put them inside our resources folder, okay, that we created. Now you're going to look here and you're going to go, well, there's nothing in here. Okay, slow yourself down. Slow the bus down, Bob. Slow the bus down. Let me show you how to do that. So the first thing you do, you have to place the characters inside your file explorer. The very first thing you do, okay? They are actually physically inside the resources folder in File Explorer, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing you do, again, a lot of people don't know how to do this, and I don't know, I'm not saying you don't per se, but a lot of people don't even explain how to do this, and I'm trying to do that for you. Okay, so I already have this open, but what I could do is so let's say I had this closed. I'm going to close it. Okay, right click here, click the actual name of your project, right click properties, or you could hit Alt Enter. We're going to go into resources, and I want to change this to, here's the pull down right here, images. Okay, we want to add images. Don't click add resource. Just click this little down arrow here. That's what you want. The little down arrow. It's kind of like 2 buttons right there. All right. Add existing file. It's going to start here. It's inside our project, but it started in properties. We got to go up 1 level. See that? When it started in properties. Okay, go into resources. There we go. So you can either do one at a time, or you can select them all. Okay, make sure you select them all. We should have 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We do. And click open. Boom. There they are. Second important thing to do is save, Control-Shift-S. There we go. Now you can go to your Solution Explorer, and there they all are. Now, other things, let me see here. Oh, yeah, it's inside here. Internal access modifier is internal for each one. Okay. Checking my other program, it should be the same. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, they're internal. Okay. So there you have it. Again, you can close this. A lot of times you end up coming back to this a lot. You might add more resources. You might have background characters or whatever. Depends on what you're doing, right? You can add more resources. All right. This is just the way it works. With the code that we're typing, we have to put them in the resources. Normally, I would create a separate folder, probably in the debug somewhere, called player or whatever, right? Just depends on the code you're typing. Okay, back to here. Okay, a little bit of code going on before we even do anything. Remember, we're working with a 2D array, image array in a sense. So we have to, now we're going to use our name here. Okay, movement sprites. And then we have to, now, if you're working with arrays, normally when you're working with arrays, they're usually, I guess you could call them one-dimensional. This is a 2D array. So arrays always use the square brackets. And if you understand matrices or coordinates, think of the array like internal coordinates. Okay, where is it going to be? I could have done that actually. It might have worked, but I just kind of roll with this. Properties, for some reason, is the first one, and then it links to resources. I think it has to do with the internal background code. It's not the properties that's in your file explorer because I don't know how to explain it, but okay, inside our resources is going to be our character, right? So now we have access. If you actually have a pull down list of whatever is in your resources folder, you're doing good. Okay? So we're adding in character 1 first. So this is going to be down. Okay, I wrote this. So down is 013. Going back to here. Down. So this is down. I know I said 013, but you got to look at it this way. We're not looking at an array. We're looking at pictures. So the pictures are 1, 2, 3, 4. This is human counting. Okay. In regards to our array, we're counting from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay? These are our 4 images, 4 down. Okay, guys? So to simplify, now you have to really be careful. I shouldn't be lazy because being lazy is when you kind of start making mistakes. That's why, especially when you're working with something like this, you don't want to... Now again, consistency. So what our first location is 0, but we're doing the right. Okay, so it's 0, 1. Okay, the next one, so position is 0 first for the 4 images, and then when we get to the 5th image, it's going to be, that's going to change to 1. But this right is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. That's the pattern. Okay, again, that's all part of understanding 2-dimensional arrays and those sort of things, and like matrices, right? Okay, so but again, copying pasting is where you could actually come into problems, right? If I copy and paste, which I can do to save some typing, just be wary of what you're doing. Now I have to change this to 2, and I have to remember to go to pick to image 3. Remember, this is human counting. Okay, I could have named it 00. I could have. I could have easily stopped that. I could have easily changed this to 00 just to be consistent, to lessen the confusion. But remember, when you're working with arrays and such, anything that's like that type of container, you have to remember to count by ones. Just remind yourself, what am I looking at? Well, here I'm looking at pictures. I can count pictures via human counting, right? But we're typing computer code. I have to remember to start counting from 0. All right? Just remember that. So our first position is always going to be 0. Our second position in our 2D coordinates, you got to change. 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. And this is human counting. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm trying to make it make sense for you guys and gals so that it's not so confusing, okay? This is why they teach this stuff in mathematics, guys. If you guys and gals, if you love gaming and you're a gamer, don't sleep in math class, okay? That's all I'm saying, and I'm saying that in a nice way. So I could easily copy and paste this. So now we're going left, but remember, we got to change things, right? So left is 4 images 5 through 8. You can see it, 5 through 8. So, and if we're computer counting, that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. Human counting, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's just -1. Subtract 1. Whatever you count in human counting, subtract 1. That's computer counting. 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sense? I hope so. So, the right side of our 2D array, it's always going to be the same. But now we're changing the position. So this becomes 1, 1, 1, and 1. And we got to change our images. Now we're doing human counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, I could have changed these to 0, 0 to be consistent, to lessen the confusion, but that's okay. This is a good lesson in understanding the differences. All right? So, the code we type is the same, just remember to change things here. First row now. Row, column, row, column, row, column, row, column. Essentially, that's how it works. Rows and columns. Whoops. Okay, that worked. So now we're going to go right. So going right, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right is 9 through 12, human counting. Now all we have to do is subtract 1. Computer counting, 8, 9, 10, 11. And again, I could just copy. Whoa, what's going on? Let's go. Let's go. Bling, bling, bling. Okay, I gotta see. You guys are awesome. Hopefully I don't forget this. Just to be clear, I did an update on OBS. It's still saying connect to chat. Viewers, you guys are amazing. I'm sorry I missed whoever. I wonder if my OBS is broken. The chat is broken, guys. The only way I could actually chat with you is if I have the stream up, the physical stream up as well. Let's go. Making game. Taylor Moonrise. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Wave to you. I got the stream up on the browser. And I'm going to say hello to you guys and gals. Whoever subscribed, thank you so much. I wish it would actually display to me who it is. I do apologize. I'm having Streamlabs OBS issues today. I tried to fix it. I was watching you from an hour. Were you? Yeah! Let's go! You're amazing. Thank you for being here. I do talk to myself a lot, but I think of the viewers that watch my content offline, because there's actually people that do that. So I do a lot of talking to myself, but I'm trying to teach you as well. I was watching you for an hour. That's amazing. You're great. Hi. Welcome, welcome. I shall continue on. It's great to have you. Thank you so much, because you're amazing. Speaking of that, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm gonna do this. Give me a sec. I'm gonna go into, I got these extra things. Music. Too many tabs going on here, but that's okay. Which one is it again? I have to remember which folder that's in. Nope, not that. It was sounds. Which folder did I put that in? Goodness gracious. Oh, I wonder if I could do it through my chat bots. Maybe. There we go. I can see Guacamole came back. Hello, Guacamole. Let's go. All right, I can look at my Streamlabs chat bot. I forgot. It doesn't show who followed though. Sound files. I want to look. Let's see if I can find it. Here, Battle Cry. Is this it? I can play this, can't I? Let's see. Let me see. Open Sesame. Edit. That's what it is. I might be able to do it like this. I wonder if it'll work. Oh, what? My chat is working now? It's crazy. There we go, I did it! You want to work? Yeah, it's okay, I can chat a little bit. I do want to continue on. It's great to have you. I just wanted to give you a crowd roar. Yeah! Oh, self-promote. Yeah, thanks for the heads up, Guacamole. I appreciate that. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, it's working. I don't know, and all of a sudden it's working. I could do it through the stream. Guacamole, thank you so much for following. My kid loves guacamole. He actually eats that, like avocados. Like, he'll literally eat an avocado. I figure it's good for the brain, makes smart people. That's cool. I didn't know I could do that. I could actually type the commands through the actual internet. I do some mod stuff a little bit. My Streamlabs is broken. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for coming, stopping by. I'm going to continue. Cheers to every single one of you. Beautiful, intelligent people. So great to have you. Okay, so now we're going right. Okay. And don't forget, zeros, ones. Now we're going 2, 2, 2, and 2. Human counting, 9, 10. Whoops. I don't want to lose my underscore. 11 and 12. Boom. All right. And last one. This is the last one. Okay, we're doing code from scratch, boys and girls. Code from scratch. Okay, now we're on 3, 3, 3, and 3. You can see the pattern. It's all consistent. Okay, this is human counting. 13, 14, 15, and 16. Again, I can rename these, guys and gals. I can rename them. Okay. I could have renamed them like maybe something simple. Because they don't, whoops, don't do that. Rename. Where's rename again? There it is. Rename. Control C. Now I could rename it something like C. Something simple, right? I could have did it something like that, right? But then now, as you can see, immediately the program doesn't recognize it. So you can do that. So remember, what you do in, again, things break, right? So here's a thing, right? Let me tell you something quickly. Okay. Going back to here, rename. You can really mess things up, okay, quickly. Okay, it's gone. So when you copy and paste, before you do all this, right? Let's say I renamed everything. I'm gonna have to redo it all, right? I would have to highlight all this. You can remove them and start all over, okay? But if you remove them here, then you got to go to Solution Explorer, and then you actually have to physically delete them as well. I'm just saying this if you have to start all over again. So be aware of that. Don't start changing things, right, guys? If you're going to name something, do it right from the beginning, okay? Do it right from the beginning, copy and paste it, rename them all. You could start from 0, 0 to be consistent, to make it simple. And then the second step is putting them in here, and that's it. Okay, and saving and all that sort of goodness. Okay, so do be aware of that. We're not really going to have anything happen yet, because we still have more to do. Okay, we're almost done with the player manager class. Are we done with the constructor? Yes, we are. That's it for the constructor. That's a little bit of information, isn't it? Again, the constructor is what makes the magic happen, guys. Okay, the constructor makes the magic happen. So the last little bit we have to do in our class is this. Public image, we're going to create, we need a method. So now this is a method. Image, it's an image method. And we're going to call it get current sprite. Okay, all methods have that and curly brackets. Okay. It's wondering what not all. So here we go, right? We have to, this is just like an int data type or a float data type or a bool data type. Those are all return types. Okay. What is a return type? Well, essentially it has the word return in it, right? So again, these are all rows, columns. Okay. Let me go like this so you understand. Again, this is a 2D array, guys and gals, okay? Rows, columns. Okay, I'm going to go like this because the program's like, what are you doing? What are you typing, right? Doesn't recognize it. But I just want you to see, that's what we just did. Rows, columns, rows, columns, rows, columns. So now I'm going to go int rows equals, we're being explicit, the data type. We want it, we're being explicit with the data type, current direction. Boom. Done. Current direction. Where's, whoops. Did I type that all funny? I must have. Oh, and I do that sometimes too. It's an equal sign. I typed that wrong. Where is that? Okay, so if you double click something, yeah, I know this still needs to be finished, but I want to go up here. So check it out. Here's all our code here, okay, on the right. Okay, I could use this and move it up and down from here. I like this. So let's say you had 2,000 lines of code, and you're like, man, I don't want to spend time looking for something. All you have to do is double tap it. It'll highlight. You can see it right here. So I just got to go like this. Oh, there it is. And here's a tip. Okay, I have a typo. So the best thing to do, where you originally created it, rename, right click, double tap it, right click, rename, and just fix your correction here. That's a quick tip. Okay, because if you do it in the location down below, then I gotta go all the way up my code and update it at the top as well. If I update the code here, I'm doing it once. Okay, boom, done. So I updated it here. So down here, it's corrected and updated as well. All right, awesome, awesome. Let's do this. Okay, finishing up. Int. I have to do this before I finish my return. So I'm going to go column. Did I type columns? It doesn't matter. Rows, columns, or I could have it not plural. I could have it singular. Okay. Oh, that's not it. I tabbed it. That's not it. Our columns are going to be our animation frame, modulo operator. Again, if you're learning coding, you'll understand modulo. Modulo is like a remainder. It's a pretty awesome syntax. It really is. When you're learning coding, if you want to understand modulo or the modulo operator, I recommend you kind of delve into that a little bit. So here's some notes. Safely loops 0, 1, 2, 3, 0. So it repeats. Okay? Right? You can see this. 0, 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 0, 1, 2, 3. It depends on if it's in this position or this position or this position or this position. It's going to 0, 1, 2, 3. It's going to keep looping between these. Okay, this is our animation frame. Okay, isn't that pretty cool? It really is. So we're going to now return movement sprites. Right, this is the link up. Rows, columns. Boom, boom. Does that make sense? This is the link up to this. So we're telling the program, hey, our rows, which is the left side, is equal to our current direction. Depends which way we're going, right? So our left side is whichever direction we're going. The right side is going to swap images, essentially. In a nutshell, that's what's happening. Pretty awesome, huh? I can figure this stuff out on the fly. I love it. So there we go. We'll clean this up. I could actually... there's a way to clean this up quickly. Oh yeah, I don't see any lines. So I'm just going to go like this. We don't need it. If it's ghosted, we don't need it. Okay? And there we go. So now, that should all be done. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up. Everything seems fine. Typed it all up. Start XY. let's just, whoops, go like this. We're gonna just kind of clean it up a little bit, make it look nice. I'm sharing the code with you guys and gals so you can see it. Okay, so you can type it up yourself if you want to. Sharing is caring. Okay, back to, so that's it. We're done with that. I'll keep it open for now. Back to our form. How far have we gotten here? Let's see. So now we need our instantiation. Yeah, let's do that. So now our player class manager is created. We need to, we're newing up. Okay, newing up is dynamic. Essentially, if it's running, that's dynamic. It's using dynamic memory. Player manager. So this is our link up to our class. Calling it my player, and it's equal to, this is called newing up, our player manager. It's going to be a constructor. Remember, our constructor, this is our link up to our constructor in our player class. Remember, we could pass in values into our constructor. So we're going to pass in our spawn position. So this is our X and Y value for our spawn location. Okay, that's what it is, guys and gals. Okay, so I want to pass in these coordinates right here. And because I've hard-coded them, I could actually utilize my variables. Boom. Done. Whoops. That makes sense? All right. We're going to need a timer as well. So let's get our timer done. So the timer is a drag and drop. Timer. Drag and drop a timer. Okay. I'm consistent. I call my timer anime, because who doesn't love anime? And I need to create an event for my timer. I need an event for my timer. Going to properties. This is the event button. And I'm just going to paste timer underscore anime underscore tick. This is going to create a method for me, in a sense, for my timer tick. And there it is. Okay, boom, instant. Okay, where do I place my timer again? My timer gets placed in methods. So I'm just going to cut this. Remember, if you cut something, don't go anywhere until you paste it, because your designer will break. I'm already getting it's already warning me. It's saying, hey, you're missing something. I just gave you something. Now you just deleted it. What are you doing, Bob? Right? That goes in my methods region, which is underneath my form load. This is where I paste my timer tick. It'll go away. Okay, remember, always paste it back. The warnings will go away. That's all it was just a warning. It's telling you to smarten up, because what are you doing? Okay, I want to make sure. So we have most of our information we need. This is just basic information for our player. We can expand on this. We really can make it grow. Okay. I could actually add a rectangle too. I could, if I get to that point, I'll try to share that with you. I don't really need a rectangle speed right now. That's a lot to do with when you're working with two objects, like you have an enemy player and a player, let's say they run into each other, that's what the rectangles are good for. Clashes and collisions. End of fields. We got my, all right, so we're gonna do our timer now. So I'm gonna create a timer. I'm gonna do this through code. It's gonna be a static timer. There's a lot here. It's gonna be read only, and it's gonna be a system dot Windows. I'm being kind of explicit here with the timer. That's why I'm typing it all. I don't need all this. This is part of the namespace, but I want to be explicit. Okay? And I'm going to call it animation timer, and we're newing up. Okay? And boom, boom, and close. It's thinking that maybe I want to put something inside of it. I don't need to. You can see I should have system Windows forms here already. I don't really need it in my namespace, but I'm being explicit in a sense. All right. So that's all we really need for now. We do have to set up our timer still. Let's see, setup. We have the setup. Let's go to the setup. I'm just kind of looking back and forth. Again, guys, if you're just checking it out, I've already typed up all this code, so I'm just kind of going over it again with you. Okay, so I should have this already. So this is kind of redundant, but I'm adding it in anyways. It's not really necessary. So if my player, I could do a bool as well or something. If my player level is equal to, remember this is like a true false thing. So we have to use a double equals because it's, again, when you're doing an if statement, it's either like a greater than or equal to or a less than or equal to. It's never just a singular equal, okay? Just as a tip. Oh, it's not a plus equal either. It's an equal to. So here's where I just kind of force the change of stage one. This is where I activate stage one, because right now my bool for stage one, it's not even initialized, okay? So I'm going to initialize it here. I'm calling it is stage one, and there we go. Now it's true. And this, it should wake up the code up here as well, which it's done. All right, and then I'm going to initialize the timer. We haven't created a timer yet. So I'm just going to create another method. I'm calling it a void initialize. Again, methods can be whatever you name it, okay? This is your own creation, your own doing. Whatever you want to call it, it's up to you. Okay, this is where we get into the, right, you guys and gals, you understand frame rates and FPS and all that sort of goodness. This is the relationship. Okay, so I'm going to use now my timer. Where did I put it? Right here. This is the object. I need the object name. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to paste it here. And now, again, you need an object to access information. Hit the dot separator. Now I have access to information under the hood. Okay. In this case, I want the interval. And that's going to be equal to 20. So let me show you. This is our link up. Well, it kind of is, not really. It's more redundant. Sometimes I'll create an extra timer for doing other things. It's not really, it's kind of necessary because I need the event, right? That's why I created it here, because I need the event, right? As you can see, that gave me the event right here. This is our event method. That's why I created the timer here. Now, if you look as a tip, you can see that it's set at 100. That's default. I don't want it to be 100. I could change it here, but it's redundant because I'm going to change it through code. Okay, I'm going to actually update it through code, which is what we're going to be doing shortly. And do take note that enabled, our timer, default is enabled false. So it's not enabled. Okay? Timers are not enabled by default. So here we go. Control V, because I'm a bit of a lazy typer. I want to enable it now. And I don't know why it recommends it as false. I want it to be true. Okay? And then Control V, and then now we're going to start it. Start. Start is a built-in method for us under the hood. A lot of the methods and such are already created for us in the class, right? In the system timer class, or when the timer class, Windows Forms timer class, because it is a class. Timer is a class. It has that built-in method. Okay, but as you can see, it's ghosted. So we have to actually tell it to do something, right? It's useless without it. That should be directly underneath my setup, right? Setup forms. Where's setup forms? Here it is. And is label underneath? Low label is underneath. Yes, it is. Okay. So now, where am I going to call this method? I'm going to actually call it inside my setup form. Through my setup properties, which I've already called right here. Okay, it's being called, this method is being called right here. So I'm going to call this method inside this method. And it's okay to do that, guys and gals. It is okay to do that. Boom, it's awake. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I was going to put it inside. Silly me. I pasted it in the wrong spot. Why did I do all this? I wanted it inside here. So this is kind of redundant. It's a redundant check. But it's there. Right? Player level has to be equal to 1. This has to be true before any of this gets initialized. It's a redundant check, but that's okay. Okay. Our UI. So now we got to create our player UI. How are we doing for time? Am I taking too long, guys? I wonder. Actually, we're doing okay. I can still go another half an hour. Okay, let's see. We're just going to continue. I need some tea. What? Okay. It's still playing. Good. Let's do we still have to do our update player UI, and we need our keyboard binds. Let's do our keyboard binds. Okay, this you could do through the actual form. This is where you could have, now be aware, guys and gals, if you start adding buttons and stuff, you're gonna actually get conflictions with your keybinds and your buttons. The buttons take precedence. So the UI looks for the buttons first, if I'm correct, before it looks for the keybinds. So if you have buttons in your form and you're like, why is my player not moving? Well, because you have conflictions between your buttons and your keybinds. That's why. Okay. I don't add buttons to player space, if you want to call it that. If you want buttons or a menu, you're going to want to create maybe a main menu, right? So that's easy to do. You can create a new form simply by clicking here, right click, add form. So you can easily add a form, and you can name it menu, or you could name it form A. It'll put it above the numbers. Letters will come before numbers. So if you call it form A, that'll come first in your list. Okay? So just be aware. Keep your buttons away or separate from your keybinds. Okay, just for clarity. Again, I give you guys tips and tricks and support and advice that I don't think any other place does. So I do try to help as much as I can. I've been through a lot of these. I've been through all the worst kind of errors that you could face. All right. At least I think I have. Let's do this for funsies. Okay, let's do our keybinds. So I'm clicking the form. I'm going into properties. I'm going into my events. And you should have a key down and a key up. Okay? We're going to create a method for essentially I call them events. Essentially it's you're getting a method, but as soon as I type information here, that information will go to my form. Boom. Let's do the same thing for our key down. Our key is up. So down means pressed. Up is obviously not pressed, right? Whatever you want to type, you can type it as key up or key down, or you could type pressed or not pressed. That's up to you. Okay? Now let's put this inside of our events. Begin keyboard controls. What? 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 What'd you just do, Bob? Hold up, what just happened? Okay, it actually removed it from here. Okay, it's fine. It's crazy. Okay, hang on. Okay, everything's good. I did an undo. It took it out of the background code. Everything's still running fine here. That's good. I'm not sure what was up there. Let's do this again. Try it again. I did kind of an undo, because remember, guys and gals, whenever you do things, your designer gets updated. Okay, that's where you get the break, is through the designer. So you really have to be careful, especially when you're cutting and pasting stuff. Like, you can break your program pretty quick. So you do have to be careful. So I did an undo and such, and I said yes. We got our form. This is our form. Our form, yes, it's our form. And we're doing our key down. It's just, it put the method in a spot I don't want it, right? So I like to move it. And we're just gonna try this again. Key up. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut this again. And please don't break. And paste. There we go. Okay, everything's fine now. I was like, what? I have no idea what happened there. But I just did an undo. I said yes twice because I knew I wasn't gonna. You have to be careful because a lot of code can change when you do the clicking yes. All right. So we're fine now. Perfect. Okay, let's do our keybinds for our keyboard. And then I might continue this video next day. So now we got to link up our keybinds. We're going to have a bunch of if statements. We're going to have errors in code right now. I'm being lazy and just copying and pasting, but I already know what I have to do. So E is our key event args. E is our object for access. We want to be able to access information. We want to access our key code, which is going to equal to keys. What are you doing here? Hold up. Keys. There it is. Dot. And we're going left. Okay. And I'm going to put in an or because you have left-handed players and you have right-handed players. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing. E dot key code equals to keys dot a. Done. So remember, if you're looking at your keyboard, A is left, and the key, the up and down arrow keys on the right side of your keyboard, that's what these ones are. Okay, this is the link up. To the left, if we press the left arrow on the right side of our keyboard. Okay, so I'm thinking of the right-handed players as well. The left-handed mouse controllers. Okay, now these are going to be bools, guys. Our user keys are bools. And this is our link up to the bools that I created up here. Okay, these bools have been waiting. And this is where we're using them. Move left. I don't know why it's not showing up, but that's okay. And it's going to be equal to true. Okay, because we're pressing down. So it's true because we're pressing down. Make sense? Just for consistency, I'll show you which order we're doing. We'll finish up this and then I'll continue on this tomorrow. Okay, and it's getting late for me. I need to get to bed. So E dot key code. I could easily copy and paste this to save myself a lot of extra typing. I'll do one more quickly. E key code tab equals to keys dot right. Boom. Or not and it has to be or. E dot key code equals to, this is for the left-handed players or right-handed mouse, keys dot, now right is D. And that's it. So this time we're moving right. So move right equals true. Let's do up. E dot key code, key code equals to keys. Why does it show up one time and not show up the other time? There it is. Keys dot up tab or e dot key code equals to keys, and up is W. Correct? So that one's up. So move up equal to true. You see the pattern, right, guys? You totally get it. E dot key code. It's the key code, the button. Really, that's all it is. These are our keyboard keybinds. Keys. This time we're doing down. Or E dot key code down is S, right? Keys dot S. And our bool down equals to true. Double check. E key code equals to is left. Equal key code equals to A. Looks like it's right. I just gotta double check. Move right equals true. Move left equals true. Key code equals keys. It's all consistent. Key code equals W. W is up. Key code keys down. Or E key code dot keys dot S, and move down is true. Make sure they're all true. Doesn't work if they're false, right? So everything's going to be the same. So this is, once you have it done once, I could just copy and paste it, right? The code is all the same for the most part. Well, the key binds, right? True or, right? Or means only one side needs to be true. Is this true or is this true? It'll be true if either one is. So if one is false and one is true, it'll still be true. Okay? It's an or thing. Okay, while they're not pressed, well, of course, we want to make it false. Not flash, false. Boom, boom, boom. Whoops. Undo. Don't delete your curly brackets. No bueno. Okay. So those are our keybinds. I'm going to actually close this. I don't need that anymore. And that's the end of our keyboard controls. So now when we actually press things on our keyboard, we can make magic happen. Okay, and the timer events. Yeah, we still have a few things. We're getting close, guys. We are. Okay. What the hay for horses is going on? Is that the actual clock time? I feel like it's interesting. I feel like I've been like streaming longer than this. It's kind of wild. How long have I been up here? Oh, the time is the same. Okay, I got a little more time. I'm doing awesome. Guacamole! Guacamole says I'm doing awesome. That's Awesome. Down is the downstroke of the key being pressed, and up is the release stroke of the key. Yeah, that is correct, my friend. That is correct. Nice. What if they're both pressed? I can actually press both at the same time. They do work. The only thing with the animation, I do have 4 animations per direction, right? So up, left, right, down. There are 4 animations. I kind of have to, I can press them both. I can alternate, right? If you're a really good gamer, you can kind of alternate between WD, WD, or AS, AS. You're kind of alternating your fingers. But you are able to press them both. You won't have any errors or any bugginess or glitches. It'll still work. To be honest, guys, the code that I'm kind of showing you here, it does work. But I think I should do the other code, because there's different code I could do for the player movements. It's a different setup. I feel the other setup is a little bit better. Now, let me run this. So, let's say I had a whole bunch of objects here. Like, let's say it was a little town. The player can move at an angle, right? I can actually move the player at an angle, right? No issues. Okay? With the other code, I have to alternate between the buttons. I have to alternate. This one, the thing is with this code is the player seems to kind of slide more than walking, but I could make the player smooth glide at an angle. I could literally make the player go smooth glide at an angle. You have to see the player to see the difference. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I got tough skin. I'm not gonna get... Constructive criticism is good. You're good, bro. You're totally good. I'm fine. I'm fine, man. You haven't hurt my feelings at all. It'd take a lot more than that to hurt my feelings. You're good, man. You are good. Trust me. Okay, so yeah. No, it's good. What if so... Yeah, no, you're good. Trust me, you're good. There's nothing wrong with what you said at all. Some people might get easily butthurt by something like that. That doesn't bother me at all. So no, you're good. You're gonna have to say a lot worse things than that to hurt my feelings. You didn't even like feather hurt my feelings. It's kind of funny. You're still awesome, by the way. So yeah, 100% you're good. It's getting late for me. We have a little bit more code to do. We're getting close. Now I'm gonna quickly share with you guys. Okay, I'm gonna be nice. So I'm gonna close this application. All right, I'm gonna give you a little bit. I'm gonna show you the game that I'm working on. Okay, I'm not gonna share the code, but I'm gonna show you my game. Okay, here's my game. So I'm gonna go like this. There's a lot more code going on. Here's the game I'm working on. Okay, I just kind of do this to refresh. Okay, so here you go. All right, so check it out. So the player code is a bit different. So now the player code I'm using is actually from, if you're watching the stream, the player code from here. Okay, from here. This guy's player code is really good. I like his player code. The movement for the player. Sorry, I was in the wrong one. Okay, essentially the keybinds and everything's the same. I've added in so that the left-handed player and right-handed player can play. Okay, so this guy's code for his player, I like it. I'm showing you, I'm not going to show you my code. I got a lot of code behind, but check this out. I'll show you my game here. Okay, here we go. So you can see I can press two buttons at the same time, but only one of them works. Okay? So I'm pressing down and left. Whichever one you press first, whichever button you press first takes control. Okay? So if I press both at the same time, only one of them's working. So I have to alternate between buttons. And I'm kind of wiggling. That kind of makes sense? So if I'm going to go from here and up here, I have to hold one button, but I'm alternating with the other. It kind of looks funny, but I actually like this better. So the code I'm doing, the player actually slides at an angle. Glides. I even have a speed boost. Game out for you guys. I'll just give you a little demonstration. So you're kind of doing, you have to, it's not really an RPG game in a sense, but if you take damage, there's something that'll give you damage. You can eat apples to increase your health. I'll play a couple of different games here. It's not done. Okay, I have a lot more to do, but I've actually got it to the point where I can get to the next level. I've shortened the time. Normally the time limit is 200, but for testing I shortened it. Okay, so there we go. So I met the qualifications. I need to get. It's really low. I have to change it, but this is for testing. So do be aware, we're just testing. And so it's at 150. It's an average. It's an average of this to open the gate. And the hardest part with this, with Winforms, is getting a player from Form 1 to Form 2. That's the most challenging step. And then right now, I didn't think I was going to have an error. I thought it would actually work. But I obviously still have some issues, some bugs I need to work out. But as a matter of fact, I've actually been to Form 2. And I'll play it one more time. I don't know why it didn't load to Form 2. But I'll figure it out later. I like challenges, right? I'll play it one more time for you guys, and then I'm going to kind of end this one. So if I want to go at an angle, I kind of have to wiggle. Alternate. I wish you could see me. I I don't have a camera to show you if I did, but I'm alternating on my keyboard on my WASD. If I want to go at an angle, I'm just alternating. I'm holding one, but I'm pressing. I'm holding one, but I'm alternating with another. Again, with the code that I'm sharing with you guys, you can actually go at an angle with no issues without having to do this wiggling. But it kind of looks funky. It looks a little funky to me. I don't mind alternating with speed. So here's the one that gives you damage. If you have speed boost, you can actually gain health. You can notice my health increase. I can't get any health if I'm over 100. The apples will give you health. Same character. I'm using the same character, guys. I wish my background characters moved, but I don't have it. I only have one image. I'd have to actually create two. And again, that takes time. I like doing digital art. But my idea is to leave it for the professional. I'm not a professional digital artist. There are some superb digital artists out there. Again, my code is breaking. I don't know why it's not going there's something that's happening. Form 2, line 311 in my code. Something's breaking in Form 2. Form 2, 311. Oh, I know what it is. I think I know what it is. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I don't want to use that. I want to use player level, I think. 311. I think this is what I want to use. I think that's what's breaking. Right there. It's because I'm passing. I have a player class, and I'm passing from the class from Form 1. I'm passing information from Form 1 to Form 2, and that receive is my receive player is my instantiation. Where are you? Where are you? Receive. Can't remember where that is. Oh, right. It's in my. Now I remember. It's inside my constructor of Form 1, I think. Okay, anyways, I think I fixed it. Let's just see. I don't want to really share my code too much. Hope you guys don't mind. I mean, this stuff takes a long time, and it's my code. Time is money, and money I do not have. But I'm thinking if I could actually build a game here, I'm thinking of selling it on Steam. That's the idea. It's kind of like a speed rush, speed flex type game. Again, my levels are going to be increased. What you're seeing are testing only numbers. Changing the value. Time is going to be longer. Look at this. This is the one that gives you damage. And you can see that this here updates as well. I took some damage. Give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek into the game. I call the game a wizard's tale. That's what I call it. And the idea is to sell it on. Anyway, so that's the idea. Hopefully that comes to fruition. It's going to take time. And I think the next thing I do, I'm going to want to hire digital artists to help people that are struggling. Because it's a tough gig, it really is. So, and I wish I had a different character, but I don't have a different character. Again, I am giving shout outs to anything that I use in the game. They get recognition. Okay? They're going to get recognition through the copyright section. See, that one gives you damage? Look at that. See, my heart went down. I did that deliberately so you guys can see. And if you get health at 0, game over. You gotta be wary of what you collect. There we go. So hopefully this time it works. There we go. Okay, I just had to fix that. So here we go, now we're in level 2. This is the toughest part of the game, guys. Is actually getting from Form 1 to Form 2. Okay, so this is the second level. I'm going to increase the time and do all that sort of thing. I still have to, this isn't done yet, guys. It takes a little bit just to get from Form 1 to Form 2. Really well. You get a lot of break and code. It's kind of, it was a good, it's definitely a good challenge. But now I got it working. Once you get to this point, you can actually move a player in the next form. I think you're winning. It's not done, okay, guys. Just finally got to all of it. It's going to be, and then the maps are going to change, right? You have to get to a certain level. My health is not decreasing because I don't have the code yet. Alright? That's it. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, well, I'm gonna have the videos up on Twitch for a while, guys. And just so you know, if you want to check out the content later, just so you know, I'm gonna have the content here on this channel on YouTube. Okay? So if you miss out on Twitch, jump over to YouTube land. It'll be there somewhere. This is my YouTube channel. It'd be great to have you. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. You're all amazing. I really appreciate you guys. You have no idea. It's great to talk to actually somebody other than just talking to myself. I'm Johnny D2 on Twitch. You can call me D2. That's my original Xbox gamer name. I went back to it. That's my gamer name from like 10 years ago. Okay, you guys are awesome. I'm Johnny. Much love. Thank you guys for the follows and the support. Guacamole. The link, I can give you the link. Let me bring it up here. Is it good or bad to share links on Twitch? I don't know. I've never really done it before. But I'll share you the link. Everything is... I transfer everything up to YouTube. Because, again, like I'm just a small channel on Twitch. So my content is only good for 2 weeks. So you can watch the videos on Twitch for 2 weeks. If you miss out on anything, it'll be on YouTube. All right. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I'll do my best to be on tomorrow. I have to go to physio tomorrow. I have to do some physio. Guacamole and Taylor Moonrise. Thank you all so much. I'll see you soon. It's great to have you. You guys have a blessed night. Good sleep. I wish you all the best. That is it. I'm Johnny. I'll see. Man, you guys are awesome for showing up. Oh my God. I can't. I'm going to make sure the videos are live. Well, not live, but I'm going to publish the videos on Twitch if you want to watch them. Okay? They'll be up for you guys. Okay? Do stop by. Stop by tomorrow. Stay tuned. I'll be around. I'm going to do more of this for you guys. You guys are awesome. Have a good night. Take care and peace out.
You